Well, a lot of people don't even know what Pride stands for, because Pride is actually an acronym. It stands for Personal Rights in Defence and Education. Now, the first Pride March was held in America. It was in San Francisco. In Ireland, the first Pride March was a response a year after the murder of Declan Flynn in Fairview Park in Dublin. And there were about 30 people that marched in that first parade, and it went from Liberty Hall all the way to Fairview Park. But we've had a Pride parade ever since. Even during lockdown, we had virtual Pride parades. And for everybody, it's a huge carnival, it's Mardi Gras, it's brilliant, and we want it to be that. But we also have to remember that it is a protest, it is a memorial, and it's only by us remembering where we've come from that we can defend our future. Because personal rights in defence and education, that's going back to a time where, especially in this country, being gay was a crime up until 1993. But nowadays, when I think about that, I think if society knows more about minorities, they're able to protect those minorities better and stand with them and be allies. And when we know better, we do better. Why is Pride so important? It is so important because our community needs to have a time to be out in the streets showing how amazing and diverse we are. We need to celebrate our community. We need to come together, because there have been a lot of people over the last few years that have felt very alone and very isolated. And there are a lot of people that aren't out yet that are terrified of that isolation and rejection. And having a time where we can be out partying and showing how strong our community is uplifting for everyone. I don't know about you, I need it. It's really important to create positivity around Pride, because there's going to be people that will be going there, especially now, for the first time. This is our first in-person Pride for 3 years, and it is more important than ever that people celebrate, because we have all been through a lot in the last few years. So let's make it a party for everyone. Let's make this one the biggest yet. Don't just bring members of the community with you, bring your family, bring your friends, bring your work colleagues. Let people know that it is happening. If you're an ally to the community, show your support. March with us. Put your money where your mouth is and come and join in the parade. An ally is somebody that stands with the LGBTQ+ community, that believes in equality for everybody and supports us, speaks up for us, and helps us to fight hate with love. Being an ally is an active thing. You have to speak up and you have to show your support and not be afraid to do it. A lot of the times people will avoid a conversation, or a lot of the times people will just assume that the people in their life know that they stand with the LGBT community. You have to say it and you have to show it. And you have to really think, now more than ever, when there is so much hate crime out there and so much hate online, you need to say, no, I stand against that, and not on my watch. We need you to show your support. If you want to be an ally, you have to make yourself visible, because you don't know when you can be there to support somebody, and you may never have met them before. I remember when I was in my early teens and I wasn't out yet, I was terrified. I didn't know anybody that was gay, and I had never met anybody like me. And I felt very, very isolated and very scared. And I remember being in a shop in Belfast and seeing a guy, and he had a little rainbow pin on, and I knew enough to know that he was someone I could talk to. And thank God I did, because he ended up becoming my best friend to this day. And he was able to introduce me to people, and he was able to get me support, and he was able to change my life. And I don't know where I'd be if that had never happened. I think about allies like lighthouses, because if you make yourself visible and you're there, then people know that they can get support from you. They know they can reach out. You're a safe person to talk to, and you can have such a profound impact on somebody's life just by being you and making yourself a visible ally. It's really important that the workplace is a safe place for everybody, and it can have such a profound effect knowing that your team stand with you and there's policies in place to protect everybody. I mean, we do a lot of training at BeLonG too with different teams, and we go into different companies. I remember doing a workshop with a group, and there was about 30 big guys there, and one of their daughters had come out, and so as a group they decided to support him as a parent, and that's lovely. But it was also the first time that they'd ever talked about it in the workplace, and one of the team actually came out because it was the first time he had ever heard everybody say it was okay. And you don't know what's happening in people's heads, and you don't know what's happening in people's homes, but it is important that people feel safe in work. So don't be afraid to have that conversation, and please don't be afraid to talk about it as a team, because you don't know who is out there needing help. Companies can become active and visual allies themselves, because then their team is involved in allyship, their customers are having conversations about allyship, and we are starting that conversation throughout society, and we're making a difference. We are really excited at BeLonG too this year that Gym+Coffee is teaming with us to do this collection with the fabulous queer artist Marie. So when you buy a Gym+Coffee Pride water bottle or tote bag, you are actively supporting BeLonG to LGBTQ+ Youth Ireland. Not just this Pride, but throughout the year. So please, please be an ally, show your support, because it's helping us deliver our services all across the country to people that really need our help.